Right, we're back. Episode 19, Joga Bonita. How are we doing, lads?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm very well. Looking forward to this pre-season, well underway. You guys feeling fit, feeling sharp? Been keeping the match sharpness for this?
I'm feeling a bit sluggish, I think I'm in the early stages of pre-season. I need a wee bit more match experience to get up to match fitness, but...
I know. Well, 2 weeks away till we get back to competitive action. I've got something that might get you in the mood. All right, I've not told you about this, guys. All right, I've got a little surprise. So to celebrate us getting to episode 19, you know that famous landmark, not 19 forever, whatever. So I thought, what better way to celebrate than with a poem?
This is a phenomenal.
I went to one of my good friends and said, look, a famous poet, a friend of mine, said we need a poem to start off this episode. My friend ChatGPT.
So, I was going to say, I
knew this was
it was either going to be Patrick or Jack.
Callum's only followers.
This was me 2 a.m. last night. Right, ChatGPT. I was like, right. Firstly, do you know Joga Bonito podcast? Of course I do. As it famously said after episode 1. Doesn't say this anymore. Hosted by Callum, Luke, and others. I said, could you write us a poem to celebrate episode 19? Every single time I was like, yep, I'll do it. Wrote a few, it was a bit wild. But we got one in the end. We were like, you ready?
So ready.
I don't know if I should look down the camera and look at you.
I've looked down the camera. Barrel of the gun.
I don't think I'll be able to do it with a straight face. This is some fun. Welcome to episode 19. It's time to play. Callum, Luke and Fraser here to light your way. From Premiership highs to League 2 lows, we're your Scottish bros with all the throws. We laugh, we banter, we sometimes shout of SPFL tales both in and out. Lower leagues, big dreams and hearts that roar. This is Joga Bonito, football and more.
Oh, wow. That goes hard at the end there.
I know, yeah.
You need a beat to go underneath that,
I read that at first and I was like, what the hell is this? Football bros and all that, but the way it finished off, I was like, that's actually
good. Let ChatGPT trick.
Exactly. It works better with an English accent though. This is Joga Bonito, football and more. Kind of rhymes better with you, but that's phenomenal. ChatGPT, your good friend.
Yes.
Tell him thanks very much.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
We know about ChatGPT, yeah. No, kidding on. We would never use that. Putting good poets out of work every single day, unfortunately. So, what a lovely way to open up episode 19.
That's lovely, actually.
I love it.
And we're going to be doing sort of as the title will say, I'm sure, we're going to do a big preview of the League Cup.
Exciting times.
Yeah, we're going to predict. You don't need no supercomputer.
No.
Just come here.
Yeah.
We've got the percentages for each match. We've got it all worked right down to the winner.
I wish I did run my answers past ChatGPT.
Yeah. Bit crazy that you've got
in the back of my mind. Why don't I do that?
Bit crazy you've got Hamilton Accies to lift the trophy, Callum, but
yeah.
Listen, that's what you've come up with, so.
No, it's a surprise package. No one knows which players Hamilton Accies have. So until you see the training pictures, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Ollie Shaw still plays for us." That's how Hamilton's pre-season.
Kevin O'Hara's back.
No one seems to know what's going on there, so at least they know where they're playing now. I guess that's one thing. But I don't know if there's anything too much we want to react to in the news. Though, Luke, you've got a lovely shirt on. I want to touch on that.
A wee Venezia jersey.
It's beautiful.
My mother was and my sister were over in Italy at a gig.
That makes sense. That checks out.
And they made a wee day trip to Venice, so I had to message my mum and go,
day trip to Venice.
Any chance you can get me a wee Venezia jersey? And she was like, of course.
How did you pronounce that there?
Venezia? Is it? Venezia?
Or is it? Rudiskeshell?
Oh, well, my mum was pronouncing it differently, so I don't know how.
How was your mum pronouncing it?
It's like Venezia or something.
Venezia.
Venezia, yes. That was it, yeah.
Well, it's not correct either.
Yeah, but that was how she was actually pronouncing it.
There's only one way to find out, and that's to get some Venezia fans. I've gone with Venezia. Could be wrong.
I know.
We get any Serie A fans that are watching, comment down below, please.
Well, one of my sister's pals is Italian, and that's where they were at the gig with. So I need to ask her.
What gig was it?
It was Imagine Dragons.
That's Fraser's favourite music. It's running music.
It's running music. Yeah. I actually mentioned that to my mum after the event.
Fraser's tune.
That's never let me. That'll go with me to the grave, I think, that running playlist.
We were at uni quite early on, and Fraser was talking about it. I was like, we're looking up people like Spotify playlists, I think. Yeah. Fraser running playlist, like for our song Thunder.
Nice.
The really embarrassing thing was, it was like bloody Ed Sheeran, Imagine Dragons. This is what I was about 17 at the time. It was just chucking. I don't really make that many playlists. I go on Spotify and I go Daily Mix 1, Daily Mix 2, depending on my vibe.
Oh yeah.
Apart from this one running playlist.
Apart from that one running playlist that I'd thrown together, and Imagine Dragons had featured a few times, and boy have I paid the price for that.
Yeah, we never let them go on that one, like karaoke nights and everything. Thunder, yeah.
I personally quite like Imagine
Yeah, I
Dragons,
don't mind
as
them
do
either.
your mum and your sister.
I don't
clearly,
mind them
but
either, to be
boy,
fair.
did I get a slagging.
I was jealous that they were going as
Yeah.
well, and I tried to wangle myself an invite. But
Apparently they're a bit of a meme these days.
Yeah.
It is quite funny to
That's
imagine you out for like an intense run, hit 10k, Shape of You finishes, Thunder comes on, the runner high kicks in. Yeah.
I actually hate Shape of You as well. I'm
Oh, dear.
not a Shape of You fan, but anyway, that was the old me. So
what kind of Ed Sheeran?
That was the old me.
what's that?
What kind of Ed Sheeran we were talking here? Was it like
What do you
photographing that, or like was it Lido House? Was it?
He's
No,
running to
that's iconic. I loved all like A-Team and that. That's
That was, they were good trap.
But I don't know. His newer stuff is.
Not as good.
Listen, I like the fact he's trying to evolve, like we are. Here in the podcast.
Yeah.
That's- we're
Yeah.
trying to
Bring us back.
trying to
Poetry and
better
everything.
ourselves, and Ed is trying to do that, and that's great, and I respect him for that. But I'm just not loving,
I hear you, mate.
the changes that he's making. Get the guitar out. Stop all this electronic shit. And get back to your roots,
Get
bro.
the guitar out.
Stop that slope pedal.
Yeah, exactly.
What a songwriter. Anyway.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Even the songs he does, he's done for other people. You don't even know.
Well,
that.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
Justin Bieber and all that. He's done songs for.
He's a good guy.
Lewis Capaldi does the same. If you see him on Graham Norton. Sorry, we're really going off, but his alias is Anita Jobby.
Oh yeah, because he wrote a song for Cairo.
Yeah, and if you go on it,
and if you go to Spotify,
and he was telling this story on Graham Norton, I was like, that's bullshit. There's no way. And I went on the song, and Anita Jobby had written it. So I don't think Ed Sheeran. Maybe he does do that. He's got like huge arse or something. Seymour butts.
Jeez.
And we've got a lovely shirt behind you as well, here, Luke. As well.
we
Luke's providing all the fancy shots today.
yeah.
We're sat here in our hometown rags, Luke's been off on holiday, off to the carnival.
so we kiddies jersey.
Kiddies jersey. Give it back to them.
These kids.
Hold on.
You take it right off their back.
This belonged to. Like.
Cheezo. So it's we kiddies jersey. Carnival edition.
What edition?
Carnival edition.
Carnival,
Yes.
which we love on the podcast.
Very Joga Bonito.
Very Joga
Yes,
Bonito, yes.
So, it was a tractor I saw it in the club shop when I was there on my holidays a few years ago. And I was like, I need to drop that. So
Cop it, you did.
I did.
If cop I feel I must.
And Carpa feel I shall.
I feel like we need to get back on track.
Carpa
Yeah.
Cadiz shirt I shall.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
I hope you didn't cop a kitty. Sorry,
Do you know what
right.
that mean, Luke? Do you know what it means?
No.
We'll explain it then, right?
Moving on. But it's a lovely shirt. Look, sorry,
Thanks,
not to take the shine off what is a glorious piece of art. Actually,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I feel like Spanish teams I know Cadiz are not. They're not a lower league Spanish team really.
got
that
a league
La Liga,
badge.
yeah.
They are La Liga,
But a lot of them, they tend to have this more experimental shirts in the world that
Aye.
maybe we don't have here. Like there was one, I'm pretty sure it was a Spanish team that had the tuxedo.
Oh, I've seen that in Ellis Platon's one of his latest videos. I liked him. Some of his stuff's pretty good.
And then they had one that was like a human body, like anatomy.
Oh, I've seen that too. Yeah.
I don't. Again, I could just totally be.
I feel like
chucking this all
Callum
in
need
for
a wee
that.
photo to go alongside this.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not doing that now.
I'm gonna look
That
at
much
it, but
time,
I'm pretty sure they were Spanish, like lower league Spanish team. So,
Cool.
and then actually one more. Sorry, last one. The what team was it again? Leganés maybe.
Yeah.
And they did the charity sponsorship, and every team like. So rather than getting it across there, it was for like men's health, like prostate cancer. So they got wee balls, like put on the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And like they did, like, their video was quite cool because they were like messaging like Man City and Barca and all that, and everyone going, "Nah, that's stupid." And then Leganés were like, "Ah, why not?" And then they played against Barca. I think it was Leganés. And they
Is that
had
the pronunciation of this, by the way?
Yeah, I know,
feel
we're
we're
butchering
we're
it.
absolutely butchering it.
Yeah, I know.
Leganes, isn't it?
Is it Leganés?
I would have thought so.
Oh, it could be.
I don't know.
It could be. My B at higher Spanish. It's not exactly
That's still pretty
doing
decent.
much. What's that?
Yeah.
Still pretty decent.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Gracias.
Probably know more than me. Finish up on the
No.
Spanish football chat. Because
Yeah,
it's Joga
sorry.
Bonito.
That's
Oh no, we need to touch on Real Oviedo getting promoted. Santi Cazorla, age of 40.
Oh, wow.
That is Joga Bonito.
That's fairy tale stuff.
He's one of my favourite footballers of all time. It's Santi Cazorla, Lewis Vaughan. What a list, you know.
Players that's a good niche as well. Is he not one of these players that takes penalties with both feet?
He scored a free kick in the first leg of the playoffs with his left foot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at 40, he's stepping up with their weak foot to take free kicks as well. I've never seen anyone else really do that. Like Ousmane Dembele, I think he's taken penalties both footed.
Yeah. Love that. I wonder if there's any Scottish players that do that. Like
I'm not sure.
For like Kelty Hearts or something. That would be amazing.
There's got to be some really 2-foot players, but I can't think of too many. Jamie Gullum can whack a ball with his left foot. That's what they call him, hammer, but like not quite the same as his right. I'm trying to think 2-foot.
If anyone watching, stick in the comments if you know any lower league ballers that take
corners from both
sides.
Even Premiership. That's any Scottish. So anyone that's playing Scottish, who's got the best weak foot in Scottish football? It's got to be
Dylan Easton.
I mean that goal against Dare. Yeah. If you're talking about that.
You got to acknowledge that. In fairness,
shout out, fan of the pod.
Yeah,
Dylan Easton.
But I would be because Santa. He goes like he takes in swing corners from both sides. So.
Well, there's a brilliant clip. Watford away, Arsenal. Right, I don't know why I've got all this knowledge. Koscielny's like, I think it is in the middle. He's like waiting for the ball to get swung in, and he's standing there for an outswing, and he just looks like switch, and Santiago just switches onto his left foot. And I'm like, that's just what a tool as well. That must, the set piece coach is going to have to get onto this.
I mean, it's the way, like, for someone like Santi Cazorla, I feel like that's the standard. If you're going to be an elite level footballer, I think you should be able to whip in a good ball, equally good ball with both feet. But, like, I don't even, like...
From a set piece...
Messi didn't even really do...
No, not at all. I don't think it...
Yeah, exactly. So, like... But it's even, like, seeing someone at lower league level would be even... That would be great, because...
I mean, do correct me if I'm wrong, but I think... Well, I don't know if you guys would know. If Santi Cazorla's watching, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he had a really bad injury on his right leg when he was younger, and he, like...
And he had a bad ankle injury recently.
Yeah, he did, so that's when he left Arsenal. But when he was, like, young, he just went for, like, a year just training his left foot, and he's like, I'm going to make it as good as my right foot. So it wasn't natural, like, complete training, which is unreal. So
but that's how, I think, that's how it should be, like, Nadal playing tennis with switching arms. But
brilliant, so...
I never knew they'd done that.
Does he not?
No.
Famously, he's not left-handed, but his uncle said... It's harder to play against left-handed players, so you're going to play with your left.
We'll get into any Wimbledon previews, but I'm very excited.
I would love to do a Wimbledon preview.
Wimbledon.
I would absolutely love it. If anyone...
Wimbledon special.
Comment if you want me to do a Wimbledon special, because I'll do it.
Santi Cazorla, just to finish on that as well, did finish his Arsenal career. I say, like, one of my favourite players from being at Arsenal. Seeing him play live is honestly an absolute magician. Like, I've never seen anyone play like him. And like, I think he finished up his last Arsenal game, got injured, played the rest of the game, didn't realise how bad it was. Till the point where his injury was so bad, he got like gangrene on his leg. They were going to amputate it.
Yeah, I
his career ended, and he's obviously came back and gone off to Spain and had a brilliant end to his career. Villarreal, Real Oviedo.
When did he leave?
I'm not too sure. That would have been.
I must have been a good 5-6 years.
Yeah, 2019 maybe.
Yeah, it was around
Lou de Goretz was his last game, I think.
Was it?
That helps at all. Yeah, I just remember him getting injured and then he sort of just never came back. So it was a shame, but
Santi Cazorla.
I think he's linked to I think like the Arsenal coaching team again now.
He played in
2018.
Qatar maybe.
Yeah,
Who's Al Sadd?
That was under Xavi, I think.
Yeah, that's Xavi's team.
So
Al Sadd.
That's a bit. We just have to get a bit of Joga Bonito in there before we go on to the Premier Sports League Cup, which is not something that people always find to be too Joga. I think it can be a bit hit and miss.
Lacks a bit of yoga, or yoga. But what it lacks in yoga, it does not lack in excitement.
I was talking to one of the players recently in pre-season. We're actually we're sat waiting for something, so we were just having a chat for 10 minutes or something like that. And we ended up just talking about the League Cup group stage and like if he enjoys it and that. And he was saying like it's something that like it can depend on who you're playing. Some teams are really up for it and it's a good idea, but he did say like he kind of likes the idea of it. And if they maybe played these games as midweek fixtures in September, everyone would be way more up for it, and like he'd really be looking forward to it as well. But like, and he is looking forward to it, but like there's a difference of you go into it and some teams aren't ready for it. For example, Partick Thistle we'll talk about are going into this with maybe 15 players or something like that, and if it goes wrong, I'm sure it'll be the excuse of it's like a pre-season to us. While some teams really go for it, and like I've enjoyed seeing the Rovers get through it, but like last year's pre-season was a bit of like we need to just get ready for the league, the way it went. So
but that's kind of why kind of why it's so good though, because you've got like, if Partick Thistle, for example, which we'll come on to, are coming into this not ready for it, and they're coming up against a decent Edinburgh City side that have got their tails up after a decent season last year, then that's where you get like probably more chance for upsets. Whereas if we're getting into September and these teams are playing, like the bigger teams are probably going to be more settled, more. So I don't know. I feel like it brings a little bit more jeopardy, and these bigger teams, if they're not quite on it early on, then they'll end up being at the hands of some upsets that is great for us to see as neutrals. But
certainly makes it unpredictable, difficult to sort of know what's going to happen. So let's try and predict it. The point of this episode. So we've got a few parameters we're going to go through, and we're going to go through. I think we're going to go for the biggest letdown first, guys. So we've all got one each, and we'll discuss them. So this is going to be a team that maybe we see underperforming. I don't know if it's going to be arguably a Premiership team if you think one's not going to make it through, or even probably a Championship team if you think they've got aspirations where they should be doing a bit better than they end up performing. So, boys,
or a big money spending team that's just been promoted to League Two. Who knows? Could be.
That could be anyone.
It could be anybody. But
this is true. It could be anyone.
We'll see.
Whoever you think is going to underperform on what maybe the size of the club or whatever should be.
Yeah.
So who is the biggest letdown you've gone for?
You want me to start?
You can go first.
Partick Thistle.
I've gone for Partick Thistle as well.
Ooh.
Who have you gone for?
I went for Motherwell.
Interesting. Okay, I did want to put a Premiership team for this, and then I was like, "There's a few contenders, but all of them have groups that I think they'll navigate through." The weaker teams, like I think there's some tough groups out there, but the teams that are in the tougher groups from the Premiership, I think they'll navigate through them. Like I don't think there's anyone too convincing. So should we do a bit of Partick Thistle chat first?
Yeah, fire away.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go on that.
So we'll go on that, yeah. So Partick Thistle, Group B, they're going to be Ross County, Queen of the South, Edinburgh City and Stranraer. And I think that's a tough group.
That was a very tough group.
Yeah, I would say looking across, there's a lot of these groups I think you could probably guarantee the top two that are going through.
Yeah.
And this group, you would, on paper, you're looking at and thinking Ross County, Thistle are going to be fighting it out for the first and second places. But just with the way that their sort of closed season's gone, Thistle, there's a lot of fans, if any sort of Thistle chat or any Championship chat on Twitter, social media, Thistle fans don't look particularly, well, they're definitely not positive about the upcoming season.
This is the one thing for me putting it as the biggest upset is that maybe no one's expecting anything of them, but also they're still
They're quite a big team.
Big team.
Well, exactly.
And the thing is, I think that was, in my opinion at first, there was a lot of overreaction to the situation of Partick Thistle. Now, obviously, losing Brian Graham was going to be big, and for as much as performance reasons, for sentimental reasons, Stuart Bannigan leaving as well, it just seemed to left a really sort of negative mood around the place.
Yeah.
And if you do look through their first team squad, the only striker they've got is Rico Diak, who was on loan at Airdrie last year. This is the thing to me where I thought was a bit of an overreaction because they still have bags of quality in the squad. Like they do. If you look for a Championship team with the likes of Carl Turner in there, Aidan Fitzpatrick, Dan O'Reilly, Lee Ashcroft, like Luke Macbeth, that's a really good Championship team.
It's a good core.
But there's not much. They've got one goalkeeper, 4 defenders. Scott Martin's going to be injured for pretty much the entire season, I believe, as well. 9 midfielders and 1 striker. So you're not really looking at a squad there that's too convincing, and maybe the League Cup is going to be a tough one. And we're going to touch, I think, on some fixtures to look out for in a bit. But starting away to Edinburgh City has all the marks of a real banana sort of peel slip there, because it's at the time.
Banana string.
Yeah,
banana peel.
Banana peel slip.
Yeah, banana peel. Because banana peel, as I'll refer to it as, because I think Edinburgh's going to be really up for that. And if you lose that one, then I don't know, it's going to be tough because Ross County look like they've got a good team as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think I have to agree. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Thistle were to get themselves together and have a good League Cup. But as you say,
they've almost got a good 11.
Yeah.
I think they need a right back, but other than that, they've got a team.
Who's the goalkeeper they've got?
Lewis Budnarkas. He was on loan. From
Scotland
Rangers
under
last year.
21s. Yeah.
He was on loan there, and then no clue. He looked decent, and then they dropped him for a real reason.
David Mitchell's away to. He's now at Ayr, so.
But I'm not surprised they've gone to get him back, because I think he kept quite a few clean sheets in a row.
Yeah.
Budnarkas, and then obviously if that's the pronunciation. So
Yeah.
yeah, good. So he was former Raith Rovers goalkeeper as well. I remember the name. So 0 games on the loan spell. So but he looked quite solid. So I think they've got a good 11.
Yeah, of course.
Almost.
But then, it's just looking at those other teams in their group. Ross County, they look really strong.
Yeah.
Queen of the South, actually, decent. Had a good
End
sort
to
of
the
run of
season,
form, yeah. And Edinburgh City as well, as we said, they're kind of playing with their tails up a little bit. Made some a couple of decent signings. So there's potential there for Thistle if they're not going into those games fully prepared, that they could maybe be subject to a couple of scalps. But again, who knows?
Happy to be proved wrong.
Yes.
So Luke, we're gonna touch on Motherwell as well then. So I don't hate that shout at all. I think the managerial appointment is left a lot of question marks.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason that I've picked them, to be honest. I think just like the fact that they've had like so many, I think that's like 2 managers in the space of like such a short period of time. And then like obviously Lennon Miller's kind of future's a wee bit up in the air at the moment, so I think it's like an interesting one. I think they can perform, but it's just like with the amount of change that's going on at the club at the moment, I think is what could maybe let them down just that wee bit. But they are. Sorry.
Motherwell's going to be in a group with Morton, Stenny, Peterhead, and Clyde for it. So.
Like it is a more than achievable group for them. But I think there's a few banana skins in there for them.
Got to watch out for those peels.
Who do you think then, if they're not going to steamroller that league, nail your colours to the mast?
I just think
Morton.
Yeah.
This is it for me where Morton, they're in a weird place as well.
Yeah.
Just they've lost so many players, and when we come on to our championship preview, I'll probably tell you I think they're going to be just fine, because they always seem to be.
Yeah.
But again,
if they keep Dougie Emery, then you'd expect.
Which they are by all accounts. Yeah. So obviously they lost Lyle as well to Ross County, and like they're just losing all the best players. Jack Baird's moved on, but they seem to do this every year and recover from it. So I think they'll be fine. I think the League Cup group stage might be a bit early for them. I'm not too sure really. Like they've had slow starts to the seasons in some of the recent years. So I think if there was like a county in their group, something like that, or they're first seeded, aren't they? I think so.
Yeah. So you think Greenock Morton's going to win the group? Do you think Motherwell will come second then, or do you think?
Yeah, I think they're second.
Oh, okay. So not too big a disappointment.
Yeah, not.
I think that still is a bit though, because you're looking for a Premiership team. Another one where there's a lot of question marks for me was Dundee.
Yeah.
But again, the next best team in their group's Airdrie.
Yeah.
Then Alloa, Montrose, Bonnyrigg. So I just can't see Dundee.
Alloa's the kind of team, Airdrie, Alloa wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility for those two teams to finish first and second in Dundee. If they draw a couple of times and just lose in the penalties, they finish on 5-6 points and they drop out, or they even come second and then they finish on 8 points and they don't qualify for the next round. So I could see that being a possibility as well, but
I don't think question marks get any bigger than Stephen Presley though as well. No one seems to.
I'm excited. I'm excited about.
Yeah,
Stephen
I was
Presley.
reading up that like he's apparently training's been really good under him, like intense, and like it's gonna be interesting. It's probably gonna go one way or the other. It's gonna be like a real bit of a revelation or an absolute disaster.
He is a bit of a meme now after his comments and the way he kind of talks and things. But that aside, he's played at the highest level. He's got a bit of managerial experience. He's gone down south. He's done a bit of sort of development. He's worked at Brentford. His son's playing in the game. I don't know where he is now, but he was at Brentford doing all right. He's I think he looks like a smart guy. And actually, the fact that he's come in, I know it was a terrible thing to say, but Dundee aren't hiring him to win the league.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe they should have ambitions to try and do that, or maybe ambitions to win a cup if they can. But that's like he's obviously he's being just realistic. I know it sounds a bit silly to say as just newly appointed, but I actually quite like it. I'm intrigued to see where he goes. I know it is a risky one, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I'd like to see him prove the haters wrong me, but
stick it to the man.
Dundee enough one of your third Premiership team for next season? Or?
No, but I'd like to see him there was a lot of stick when he came in, and I was speaking to Kate Sanity about it. She's a big Dundee fan, so.
Another shout out to Kate. Hope you're
Fan
enjoying
of the pod.
Canada.
Yeah, having a good time. And shout out to Kate's auntie as well.
Well, yes, of course, yeah.
What was she saying about
Is she a fan of the pod?
I did plug it when I did meet her, but
Good. The grind never stops. Right?
yeah.
I do hope that Kate has sort of shared the Joga Bonito profiles and links around the camp,
I'm hoping she has.
because we're open to Canadian
Canadian
fans.
listeners,
So,
Yeah. So anyway, back to you, Luke.
Back to-
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm an eighth Canadian.
Are you?
There's a link.
Oh, wow.
you go.
There we go.
Oh,
I could I could represent Canada. My gran was born there, so
really?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I'm waiting for the call up. So.
You and David Witherspoon, Fraser Aird.
Scott Arfield
Scotty Arfield, yeah. There you go.
and Alfonso Davis.
that's not the list. We're just naming like lower league Scottish players. Darius and
Alfonso Davis.
Now we're just naming Canadian people. Justin Trudeau.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll call up Jesse Marsh if he's watching.
I like him too, but anyway, move on.
She wasn't happy with the appointment.
Dundee fan, is she?
Yeah, big Dundee
Big
fans.
Dundee fan.
Yeah, but she was raging with the appointment when it happened.
It's quite
Why though?
It's quite funny.
She was a Dundee United man.
Oh, sorry, of course. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
That
enough,
was
makes sense, yeah.
really the main reason, and I think she just wasn't happy with like the board's kind of
Yeah.
like lack of vision when.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I don't see the point in sacking Tony Docherty.
No.
I thought he was doing a decent job, and but they
Just
are
the
in
season
an
before they done top notch. I thought
Yeah.
really, to be fair.
they've done, but I thought, yeah, I'm interested to see how they get on because obviously Josh Mulligan's away to
Big
Hibs.
boss as well,
Yeah.
but I think they'll have the quality to navigate that group
Yeah.
to pull it back into the League Cup, and that's kind of just the same with Motherwell. I think if an Air United was in Motherwell's group, I'd say I'd probably choose Motherwell too.
Yeah.
Probably the same with Air United or someone like that. We're in, or even a Dunfermline, maybe we're in Dundee's group. I'd say one of them, but I've gone for Partick Thistle as well because I don't see too many big slip ups here from the Premiership teams. So I
Yeah.
think that'll be okay. So
Can I? Sorry, just before
Go
we
for it.
move on, I'm going to throw out. We've obviously looked for the bigger teams, but I hinted at it earlier. I think a slight disappointment for another team that all eyes will be on K Park and East Kilbride, and people might be maybe not because of their group, but they're in a group with no Premiership teams, so maybe people might be looking to them thinking that expecting
Can
them
they do it?
can they cause a few upsets, but I think that's probably the most evenly spread
yeah,
group.
it's good.
Yeah.
And I think it looks like Inverness have recruited well, St Johnstone are recruiting quite well, Raith Rovers recruiting well as well, and off the back of a really strong end to last season. And then Elgin City actually, they're seasoned League 2, top end of
A
League
good
2
League 2 team.
East Kilbride might come in and I don't know if they're not. They've obviously made some good signings, and I know it's easy to say.
I'm,
but
I'm looking forward to seeing them play in a way because I think they're going to. I was actually chatting about this the other day about they're obviously coming to Stars Park, so I'll be there for that.
Yeah.
Tuesday next week as well. Or the week after, whatever. So look forward to that one as well. But I think they'll just come and they'll play their game.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be entertaining. I can't see them getting blown out in any of these. I don't. I mean, maybe
Not as much as that 8-0 loss to Airdrie.
it could happen, but I don't think it will happen. I think they'll be good. I think they'll impress people in it.
Yeah.
Also, they go in. They've got zero. I think they've got zero expectation on them. There's no pressure on them at all. It's a
that's
tough
true,
competitive
yeah.
group. So
But they'll be looking to come in and they'll be looking to get minimum 3 points against Elgin, and I reckon they'll be looking at Inverness thinking.
I do have a bit of East Kilbride on mine to come up, so we can talk about them a bit more. So
interesting, yeah.
the next topic we're going to do is going to be. What's the next one going to be? The biggest upset. A team that you think could cause an upset in their group. So obviously not going for a Premiership team on this one, I hope. Luke, who's the team you think could cause an upset?
Funnily enough, just talking about them, I think we're with East Kilbride.
East Kilbride? Okay.
I actually
Okay, there we go.
think that,
Right. You kept that one quiet. Can we move on to the competition?
I like that.
I wanted to keep it a wee surprise.
Fraser?
Yeah.
Inverness Cali.
Ooh, okay. Oh, two teams in the same group. Okay, we're going to really put a spotlight on this group.
Yeah.
Okay. I've gone for Peterhead, so we can come on to mine last. So, you guys think Group F is where the upset's going to be, and I'm quite upset about this as a Raith Rovers fan. So,
I've not said who's going to come top in that or come second.
you've not, no,
Callum,
but
so
that means they're going to be causing an upset possibly somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who do you guys want to start off with?
fire away, look.
East Kilbride.
Yeah.
Take us away.
I just think they've got that potential in them. They've obviously got a very big squad, and I just think they can be dangerous on their day, and it just really depends if they do. they do turn up. But I can actually see maybe a possible wee upset maybe.
Well, so obviously East Kilbride are coming up, and if people haven't seen them play before, you've been along to Braves East Kilbride before?
Yeah.
Fraser, you have, haven't you? Yeah. So they have a very defined way of playing. Mick Kennedy and South Area are very open about how they think, I guess, the game should be played or whatever. So I think that's a debate we've had before, possibly on this podcast, about the right way to play football, what that might look like to some people. But they will definitely come up, and centre-backs will split, knock the ball in, a DM will drop into here to pick it up, move it on. So there's obviously players in their squad that have that quality, seeing them last year playing Lowland League football, like Regan Mimnor being that player picking up the ball, Jacques Balde in midfield's a really good player, Lewis Spence as well, all names that you've seen play championship level and are still a really good age. They've recruited well too, so they will come into these games and they'll look to knock it about, and they can sting their opposition, definitely. Josh O'Connor's a really interesting signing as well, top end of the pitch. Big Uzi C joining up as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, is he saying? That's an interesting one. That
still Nathan Flanagan still in the books.
Yeah, Nathan Flanagan's still there. So bags of quality around. So
yeah,
they certainly do. I just think they're not going to quite have enough in this group. I think this group has got a lot of good looking teams, and
Inverness look good too.
Anyone could win the group. Out of the three bigger teams, Inverness, St Johnstone, Rovers, I can't. I'm splitting hairs on who would win the group. In terms of an upset, I've gone Inverness Cali, just because I feel like they gathered a bit of momentum. They've recruited quite well. They've got David Witherspoon on the books.
Yep, great addition.
Ross Millen, they look like they've done quite well. They've got a bit of a vision, and then I think they'll cause all the teams in that group, Wraith Rovers, St Johnstone, whether or not they can beat a team like St Johnstone or Wraith Rovers, I'm not sure, but I think just looking at that, they could certainly sort of upset the apple cart a wee bit, and I think they'll be a little bit too much for East Kilbride. I think they'll be a little bit too much for Elgin City, and then it's just one of those games against St Johnstone or Wraith Rovers.
Make all the difference, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going Inverness Cali. I'm intrigued to see how they get on.
I was glad that when the fixtures came out that we had them at home from a Wraith perspective, because I think a trip up, I'll save a few bit of mileage on my car as well. That always helps. But having them come to Starts Park, I think, probably helps us get potentially get results. So, but they could definitely cause an upset, as could East Kilbride, two teams that have signed well, and I think they'll be looking to push up high in their division. Yeah. Right, so do you mind Peterhead I've gone for?
Fire away,
I like
Slightly different.
No, I like this. I rate this a lot.
So Group G was the one I was looking at. This is the Motherwell group as well, where she's not bad. Thanks for asking.
Class.
Group G. This is the group where, so Motherwell, obviously, I look favourite for it. Morton's going to be in there. Another team that I was saying, I'm just not too sure. As I say, this is not really a slight on Doug Emery and Morton. I think when we get onto our championship previews, I think they'll be just fine this season. I think they play good, a good style of football and difficult team to beat. But right now, I'm not sure what the squad's going to be looking like. They're going to be obviously needing a few guys to stand up, which always seems to be the case in recent years. Stenny's in there. So Stenny's a team I thought about maybe doing for my upset, and Clyde's the final team in that one. It's a group where I think anyone could take points off anyone, and Peterhead coming onto it on riding the crest of a wave after winning the league, of course, coming into that, and they start at home to Morton as well, and that's going to be their first game, and that just feels like a potential banana peel slip. Where Morton going there, it's going to be a tough game, and Peterhead, they've kept the core of their squad, like Kieran Shanks, Seb Ross in attack, really dangerous. Added a bit of quality, Craig McGuffey, a player as well, Fraser.
Yep, very good, technically good player, so...
Yeah, still good age as well, great age. He's got bags of ability as well.
26, 27, I think he's about my age. Maybe a year older, do you know?
Great age.
That's how we look.
Yeah, so
I think, 27.
I kind of fancy them an upset, possibly against Morton. Now, a lot will kind of stem on that first game, really. In my opinion, it could be a draw or penalty. See how the penalty shootout goes. Motherwell away. They followed that up by Clyde at home, which I fancy them to win. 27 years old, Craig McGuffey.
Great age.
And then they finish away to Stenny. Now, Stenny was the other team I thought, when I first looked, I was like, we don't hide too much. We like Stenny around here. We do like Stenny, yeah.
We love Stenny.
Local to this podcast. But they finished the season on a bit of a...
Yeah, a bit of
a downer, yeah. Or a negative run, obviously. A great season overall, but the squad's not changed. They've not made the additions. If they'd made one or two additions where I was excited, but I say, okay, they're the team I think that could cause an upset. Instead, I'm just going to put my money on Peterhead to possibly be that team sneak into that second spot. I think Motherwell, as I say, it's quite a winnable group.
Yeah.
Although I'm not convinced by them. I could see them maybe. I think they drew last season, Motherwell, at this stage of competition against away to Montrose, and they also I was there for this one at home to Partick Thistle as well, where they were really poor in that one, Motherwell, and obviously they ended up having a great run in the cup, getting to the semi-final, but it seemed like a time of season where a lot of players coming in and out the door, a lot of question marks, so I wasn't too convinced by that. So they're the team I've gone to potentially cause an upset in Peterhead. So next up, a team we're curious to see, someone we've got question marks on. My one for this is going to be Queen's Park. Luke?
Oh, I like that, to be fair. I'm going to go with Brecon.
I'm going to go with Ayr United.
Ooh, okay. Why have you gone for your team? Why are you curious to see your own team?
Because, I've actually messed up. I had Inverness Galley down, but I've put them down as well. But no, I'm not confident.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm not in crisis mode either. I'm just really quite intrigued to see what Ayr United is going to be on show in the League Cup. Arbroath, strong team. St Mirren, very strong team.
Yeah.
So there's two teams there that are potential banana peel slips.
Yep.
For Ayr United. We've recruited sensibly.
I think it's picked up the recruitment.
Yeah, so Dom Thomas has come
That's
in.
super.
That's a phenomenal signing.
That's an extra 5-10 points like on your season. Dom Thomas kind of.
But on last season, is it though?
I think
Because
so.
we've lost Jay Henderson, we've lost Conor McLean.
No, him individually.
Yeah.
But obviously you have lost. That's the key. I think we'll obviously have a lot of their chat to come on the championship one, so we probably don't need to load up too much. But for this,
yeah, of course.
Certainly.
He's kind of come in. We've not improved on last season, is my point.
Mm-hmm.
So Ayr United were a very good third best team in the championship, comfortably last season.
To say that, yeah.
They lost. We have lost 4 or 5 of our best players, I think.
Yeah.
Dom Thomas is phenomenal, but he's not taking us on a step. He's just getting us back to where we were, I think, at the end of last season. Liam Dick and Sean Want, decent. Want Dick should be good. Absolutely.
Always. Yeah.
So they've recruited sensibly. They've not recruited. It's not set my world alight, So I'm interested to see where it goes. We kind of petered off towards the end of the season against Arbroath in a group with Arbroath, St Mirren, and an Athletic. A wee sort of south of Scotland derby-ish kind of going on there. I'm not overly confident, but again, Ayr United are a settled club, and they've got settled management, and we've got a lot of the core team from last season as well. So I think we should be fine.
Yeah, I think you'll be safe in terms of the League Cup. So I'm not too curious about Ayr United.
I'm just a bit.
You've got a good manager. I think you'll be settled.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. My point being, I wouldn't be surprised if we won the group, and I wouldn't be surprised if we came 4th.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I'm curious.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Brecon. I tried to win for Brecon. I thought it was kind of a road shout, to be honest.
What do you know about Brecon City?
But I
suppose that's why he's most curious. Hasn't got us
never heard of them.
the hedge.
I just love that hedge.
Yeah. Ray McKinnon as manager. I think there's a lot, they kind of, I don't know, it was second they finished in the Highland League last year?
You should be doing your fact checking.
This is your team. Yeah. The team session in the Highland League last year, and I think there's a lot to be excited about with them this year. They were competing for the title last year, and I think they have every bit to challenge it in their group. I think as a group with Falkirk. I think they're in the same group as Falkirk.
Let me just get you out of a whole young look.
Just see Fraser's got
Where is it? I can't see them. Oh, sorry, they're up the top.
Yeah, then a group with Falkirk, Queen's Park Spartans, and Cove. And I think they actually do have potential to even maybe finish maybe third. I can actually see them pushing for that third place. But
that coveted third space in the League Cup group stages. But best loser.
But actually, I can see that. I'm interested just to see how they do.
I'm with you in that. Look, I'll back you up there. I don't know much about Brecon. Ray McKinnon as manager, and the fact that they're probably, I'd imagine, kind of similar team to East Kilbride.
Yeah.
Could probably cause a few upsets. But they might also get steamrolled, so I would also be curious.
They had
I'll
a
give
good
you that.
show against Hearts in the Cup as the Scottish
Oh,
Cup
yeah.
last year,
Yeah.
so they might be capable of causing upset. For me, they're the team I'm least excited.
Whoa.
Wow.
Because why are they in it? Makes no sense.
Yeah, true.
But then,
It's
you
a bit
can
like-
ask, but then if you
SPFL,
ask the same thing about Brora,
What about them?
they're in it as well.
Well, they should be. Yeah, they should be in it.
Brora.
Yeah.
Aye, well, they won the.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're in it. Yeah, they're in it. Bro's in it.
They.
Who did they? How do they choose these teams to be in?
It's like Inter Miami in the FIFA Club World Cup. It's because Ray McKinnon's manager. Messi got in. Inter Miami got in because of Messi, and Brecon got in because of
This
Ray
is why the
McKinnon.
lonely
Oh,
clubs.
they do a wee, what's his name?
Hot balls.
David
Wait.
Stern. Something like that.
No,
Oh, Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
I thought you did. An NBA thing.
Do that again. Do that again.
Wow, that's the zest
That one-
this podcast has been missing.
That one was for Kate.
Wow, that was lovely. But yeah, that's the lonely teams pulled out from being in the competition this year because they were just getting stupidly picked.
Yeah.
As in former SPFL members, not done on league finishing. So I don't know. Good luck to Brecon, I suppose. Maybe that was a bit harsh of me. And Brora's in there as well. I guess.
I can see why if they're going off a league position, they need an extra couple of teams to go.
A few extra bodies.
A few extra bodies.
I
A few ringers. Fair enough. But
Where's the Caledonian Braves and Lithgow Rose not getting their invites?
Shocking.
they'll be winning it soon. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I would say
2 seasons time.
Braves won actually the runners up in the Lowland League, but you're not counting South to be here, so effectively. Well, where was their invite?
Yeah. Well, that's true.
That would be the team scores an upset player to watch out for. Where do we begin?
Oh my God! Imagine that.
Well, we'll get onto that very soon.
When we do the South Challenge Cup preview, then
the big one. Team I'm curious to see Queen's Park.
Oh, I like that.
And there's been a lot of talk about people being like Queen's Park are going to be sort of dumpster fire this season.
who said that? Call them out.
Everyone. All right. Everyone's been saying that. The way they ended the season last year, fair enough. Then they come out of that utterly ridiculous interview where they're talking about having to cut millions and millions off the budget and all that. And you're like, right, this is a disaster. Like Hampton's a bit of a disaster too. What's going to happen? But the signings they've made and the squad they've got, I don't think it'll be as bad as people are saying. If you're bringing in Aidan Conleys, Ewan Murrays of the world, the recruitment's been good. Question marks are there about Sean Crichton's manager. Don't really know what to expect there with it. But this is why I'm very curious to see, because they were so bad in the run-in last season. Almost to the point where you were like, why has it got this bad? Because they do actually still have decent players in here. You know, Callum Ferry in goals is, someone you'd still look at as one of the better goalkeepers in the Championship. I like the signings they've made. It could be an absolute crash out as well in the group stage. I don't know. That's why I'm curious and see, sort of set them up for the season ahead.
They won 2-0 against Stannon in a pre-season friendly recently as well. So
There you go. So,
There you go. That's some niche knowledge there.
they pulled the team together.
To be fair, if you're looking at their group, I think they've got a little bit of they've got a bit of leeway there. Falkirk, Spartans, Brecon, Cove. Cove look decent. They've got some of their best players from last season, but Queen's Park, they should be fine. Should be okay.
I'm just curious to see more what the team's going to look like, because I've got no clue really. So, people are already writing them off already, which is just a bizarre sort of time to do it, especially with the signings they've made. So, up next, signing you're most curious to see. I've sort of teased it before, I've gone for Josh O'Connor at East Kilbride.
nice.
You guys?
Love it. Brian Graham at Falkirk.
And I've gone with Claudio Braga, just in for Hearts, Portuguese striker.
We've not had the first mention of Hearts in this podcast. Not saying your obsession goes on way too much. We've got this lovely Hearts programme here. Ange Postecoglou on the front was a bit questionable from a Hearts Tottenham game, but Luke, Claudio Braga. Yes, I've heard the name. I've heard a bit about him.
Personally scouted.
Oh yes, he was the one that took them off. He texted Tony Bloom, so there you go.
And I'll be like, we bring the bloom. No.
Where does he come from?
He's came from the Norwegian league. So
What team?
I shouldn't pronounce it,
Why are you doing
so
this,
I shouldn't pronounce it, so I didn't want to go there.
Begins with what?
Anyway.
Ollesund?
No.
No.
But
Let me look.
I know that
I'll look it up.
his record was, I think, 8-5 last season.
Ollesund?
That's So when I said that, you said no.
Doesn't know how to pronounce. He doesn't know how to hear.
That is the most Portuguese looking man I've ever seen.
I know.
Name couldn't be any more Portuguese.
I know. I wonder what team he supports. I wonder if he's ever played
Every
for Braga.
Porto man.
Porto man.
His parents love him so much.
Number 10. Interesting.
They call him.
Oh, come on, transfer marked. I accept your cookies.
So yeah, you think he will get...
Yeah.
We've not mentioned Hearts. I think it's a tough-ish group, but also you kind of fancy Hearts.
Yeah, they need to just get through it. I think.
steamroll through it quite comfortably. So
definitely.
bag a few goals would be a good way to start.
Yeah, I think
this.
so. I think like him and Cabandu could actually make a nice wee partnership up top. So.
Don't do my boy James Wilson like that.
You never know.
We need him up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fancy Hearts to knock a few goals back in this. So, player I've gone for, Josh O'Connor. We've all gone for strikers, I believe.
I like it.
We're all fans of strikers, of course. Josh O'Connor at the other end of things. So, signed for East Kilbride was... I mean, East Kilbride make a lot of big name signings. They have done for a few years. But this is one that actually kind of excites me a bit because I think he's a player with a lot to give. There's been a lot of players at East Kilbride, I think, where you've looked at them and they've been coming down the pyramid a bit, which, even though they're a good age, which is a bit like... It's a bit of a shame to see, because I do like to see players kick on and like improve, and obviously look, there'll be a range of factors why they've gone to East Kilbride, whatever that might be for them personally, but at their age, their obviously careers are short as well, so it does make sense. But someone like that, I reckon Josh O'Connor is going there, and he can really kick on with his career again. I think it's an ideal move for someone that's had a bit of a struggle to go in somewhere where he'll presumably hold down the number 9 shirt. Came through at Hibs, of course, and he is still only 21. That's kind of the thing about Josh O'Connor. It felt like he's been around for ages. His name he was sort of on the edge of the Hibs squad. Had that one spell at Airdrie where he didn't really set the header alight, but I don't know if you remember that goal he scored Dundee United very last minute for Airdrie when he was on loan there. It was quite memorable. It was on the BBC Scotland.
Yeah, actually, I did remember that. Yeah.
Don't know if you were there. Or...
Was that a draw?
Yeah, well, I think it was like a last minute goal to get a draw, and like he showed that. Yeah, there's someone
yeah,
about him.
actually, I was watching on that one.
So he went off to... There you go. Glad to jog the memory for you. Then he went off to Crusaders. Hasn't kicked on too much. So chance for him to come in, and if things were to go right for him, and East Kilbride expect them to have plenty of the ball when they play as well, I think he could sort of be the difference maker in a lot of their games. So look forward to seeing him play in this League Cup group stage.
Yeah.
I think he could do with... I'm not shocked we've all gone for strikers, because it's a great time for a striker to get 2, 3, 4 goals to jump into the league campaign hot and form, and Brian Graham's probably someone that'll be looking to do that as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been quite a bit. His name's been in the headlines recently. I'm very interested to see how that goes. Will he start? You would assume
I reckon so.
He started the other night in the Stirlingshire Cup. So
How'd he get on?
he got a goal.
He scored a
Hat-trick
goal.
and sent off. Has he scored? I mean, he's going to score. There's no doubt about it, whether he starts on the bench or whether he starts.
But I think he is that kind
he's
of
gonna
player
score.
that whether he starts or whether he doesn't, I think he's that player that can bring goals to any team. And
I think he starts. Anton Dowd's not quite red hot form finishing the season off, and Gary Oliver's never really. It's going to be interesting to see him as
Anton Dowds?
yeah, I was just trying to say.
No, not Anton Dowd's. Ross McKeith, sorry.
I
I was thinking of my big.
I was worried there. Thought one of our only players left.
Former full cook striker,
Yes,
of course.
yes.
But sorry, Ross McKeith is not. Sorry, coming into the season in sort of the most red hot
He
form.
scored the other night as well too. So.
Yeah.
But then you can't really draw by this. I feel like
Yeah.
this kind of tournament that they've it used to be kind of like throughout the season they played it, but I think now that they've done it like right at the start of the season, it kind of just feels like a really kind of
No, I like
pre-season
it.
tournament.
I'm glad they've done it, because it's a shame for these cups to just die off. Like 5 cups died off. Like I like it as a pre-season tournament, but a tournament where you're playing 2 games back to back on a Saturday.
That was wild.
I'm not gonna take too much off Ross McKeever scoring a goal in this competition, but just the way he ended the championship season, I think Brian Graham will go in as the starter. Gary Oliver as well was not, scored bags of goals, it's fair to say. If he's even an out-and-out striker these days, probably not. So I think he will go in and start. I think there's goals. John McGlynn's a big fan of him as well. First had him at Brayford over his years back as well, so I'm sure he'll be buzzing to have him back again. And
I've run the books.
got a bit of a point to prove, maybe going back into the Premiership.
Well, exactly, yeah.
But obviously the League Cup, great chance for him to
First one.
just say this is my spot. I think both those strikers will really, Ross McKeever will really be like, this is my number 9 shirt. So good time to show that competition,
Yeah, no, that'll be an interesting one to see how he gets on.
So we're going to finish off with a game to look out for. A game you're excited to see. I think we've probably crossed over a lot of these. The game I've gone for is Edinburgh City against Partick Thistle. You guys?
Nice. I've actually trained the highlight 3, which is.
Pick a winner. Pick a winner.
But I'm going to go for St Mirren versus Arbroath.
Okay.
Interesting. I'm going with Hearts against the Potters.
Ooh, I like that. So we'll touch on yours quickly. St Mirren, Arbroath, is that the custody of Fraser Taylor?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I'm just kind of excited about it because Arbroath obviously recently promoted and they've started to strengthen their squad already, and they're starting to make kind of just a mixture of like ex-championship players that like have all kind of just like merged into one. But I'm excited to see how they could.
That's impressive.
Great signing. Who was your favourite Arbroath signing? The merged guy.
Yeah.
He's 6'10",
Aye.
200 kilos. Who are these players that have merged into one?
Well, they've just signed a bunch of players, so I think the signing of Nikolai Todorov's pretty exciting.
Oh, nice.
That's the word, yeah. Exciting.
No, but I think Jeffrey does like check on, and I think it can.
Yeah,
Get some
6
goals,
years about Nikolai Todorov if he kicks on. I've not been too excited by Arbroath signings. We'll get on to championship chat when we get to it. I think St Mirren, I do like it because they're coming in a bit of a buzz. They've kind of got nothing to lose in that. I think St Mirren, they're a good team. They're a really good team. I think they'll be alright in their group. But yeah, it's always good to see promoted team. I like the Fraser Taylor aspect to it. I reckon St Mirren will give him he's a player I probably should have put as one to watch out for as well. Sort of if it wasn't a new signing. Because I think St Mirren will give him a shot probably in this competition, see what he can do. So, good game to look out for. Fraser, you got an amalgamation of championship players in your game to look out for?
I've gone. Well, I guess to an extent there will be a lot of championship players in. Hearts and Fairmont. I think that's got all the makings for it. It's got storylines on and off the pitch.
Well, if I cast a memory back, was this not the game that Ian Cathler got sacked? In
Was
this
it?
exact sort of fixture,
Yeah.
Hearts Dunfermline. I think that was his sort of like absolute banana peel
The
slip
nail
up.
in the court.
And he got sacked immediately after before the league season even started. So a bit of history there, but maybe the main thing to look out for there is Neil Francis Lennon, of course.
Neil Francis Lennon against Derek McInnes. If Derek McInnes gets the sack after the Dunfermline game, then that would be quite something. I'm just as you say, Hearts have made some signings. Derek McInnes is coming in. Interesting to see how quickly he can implement his style in the team. Interested to see how Dunfermline are looking after a pre-season with Neil Lennon.
Yeah.
And
Not made a raft of big signings, but there could be a bit more to come before that.
but also just two well-supported teams. You would expect vastly supported teams in, with it maybe not well supported. Does that go better for you, Callum?
I mean, Hearts, they've got quite a few fans,
But it's going to be
other team not so much.
Tynecastle, lovely set. It's a quality stadium.
5:15 check off. Oh.
You can see that's going to be 15,000, 20,000 maybe. Is that going a bit?
I'm just going to sell it.
Sell it? You think I sell it?
Can you get 20,000 people?
Yeah, that's it.
They must be now. Or it's 18. But they're going to be. It's going to be 15,000 plus. Like that's going to be a.
I think Dunfermline fans are optimistic about the season as well, so they'll bring
that'll be a humdinger, and I'm like I would want to watch that game. And Dunfermline, there's a chance for an upset.
Well, if Premier Sports wants to sponsor us, I would have said check it out on Premier Sports, but they're not. So,
well, maybe they will.
Maybe they will.
Hello.
If you do, we'll edit that back in. Dunfermline to win it last minute. Neil Lennon on the pitch.
Airplay. Oh, that would be quality.
That would be
I forgot about it. Is that? I didn't
Yeah.
even consider the Hibs
He
lane.
got
I
points
thought
from
that's
that.
what. This is why I was like, oh, Neil Lennon playing.
No, I just
Oh,
thought
yeah.
it because it was him at Dunfermline. He's a big name.
Because it's him. Yeah.
I completely forgot that.
Starts, yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll get a bit of a reception.
And he
Oh,
got
yeah, of
points
course
from
he
it.
will.
And he got points from him last time he was at Tynecastle.
Why? And he got attacked at Tynecastle when he was the Celtic manager as well. Oh, there's so many.
That was
Wait.
Luke, to be fair, but
Luke at that point was still wearing nappies, so I don't think so. But
What was I'm trying for
I'm
slander.
joking. You were 10 years old, weren't you?
that was last week's.
Chill. Moving on.
Sorry.
Callum, what's your team?
I've gone for a game we've kind of already touched on, so I won't talk about it for too long. Edinburgh City against Partick. I think
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Edinburgh
It's
City, I think they're going to be right up for it. Michael McIndoe's certainly not hidden his colours sort of in pre-season. When he's been speaking, he said they're going to go in on the smallest budgets, but he thinks the team are going to be up there competing for the league. He's just said that outright, which I like. So they'll go into that full confidence. Partick, as we say, Partick Thistle. Patchy squad, could be a bit of an upset there. Also, they could just have the quality just to see it out. But also, I think Edinburgh City will look at that and be like, what a brilliant way to start the season if they can get a result on that one. So,
Aidan Fraser will be there, front and centre, I'm sure.
Friend of the pod.
Man in the match.
big shout out, trying to get him on the pod soon.
Yep.
Trying to get him for the League Two preview maybe. So you will have plenty to say.
Oh, that would be good.
He's got plenty to say about Edinburgh
Tasty.
City. So League Cup football's going to be back 2 weeks today
2 weeks today,
when
is
this
it?
comes out. Yeah,
Oh, phenomenal.
on Saturday. So
See.
very excited. For that.
2 weeks yesterday.
Oh,
Is
it's
it?
Friday
No,
night.
it starts Friday night, yeah.
2 weeks. Round 2 weeks. You'll know. You'll be there. You're not missing any of it. So, right, quickfire. Who's going to win every single group?
Here we go.
Are we doing this?
We'll go through together. Right.
We're going through
Everyone
together.
knows. Right. Group A.
Falkirk.
Falkirk.
Cove.
Really?
I've just put that down. I don't know. Let me just check the group. I have gone.
I like that. Okay. Group B.
County.
County.
Queens.
Is this Group C now?
No, that would be
Okay.
Queen in the South.
You going for Queen of the South to win it?
No. County and Queen in the South.
Oh, you're going for the top two? I've just gone for the winner.
Oh, sorry. We're just doing winner.
Yeah, I've just gone for... Well,
Oh,
because
sorry,
it's
my
only,
bad.
only half the second place teams get through, so...
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Confusing.
Good point. Okay. Sorry. My bad.
So, you've gone for...
Falkirk.
Falkirk. Oh, Falkirk to win it.
Falkirk and Ross County.
Oh, so we've all got the same...
Yep.
Right,
Next.
Group C.
Dundee.
Dundee.
Airdrie.
I almost bet Edgery down. The
Oh.
only reason I didn't bet Edgery down is because they lost Adam Fraser. That's literally the only
Oh
reason.
yeah, that's a bad one. That.
Group D.
St Mirren.
Yeah.
I put Air as well. I fancy that.
my team down.
I wanted a wee upset there. Group E.
Hearts.
Where am I? Yeah, Hearts.
Hearts. Group F.
Group F.
Raith Rovers.
St Johnston.
I've gone for the Rovers as well.
Oh,
Got to be confident. Got to be confident. Right now.
I know.
What
Can
comes
we
after F?
can we reshit this?
No. What comes after F in the alphabet? G.
Drunot Morton.
Motherwell.
Motherwell. And finally,
Kilmarnock, Scotland.
cool.
Livingston.
I've put Livingston as well. It's quite a fun group, by the way. I love the
Yeah.
Levy Kelly thing, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Right, that's the League Cup chatter done. We're all excited, but now it's everyone's favourite time. It's game time, challenge time.
It's time to play the
I
game.
was trying to think of a name for this. We need a name for this segment. You know,
Challenged it.
here's a better name.
As in
Here's
for this particular segment or for
Just-
segments in total?
doing challenges. This is what the people. This is the bread and butter. You know,
What do like Producer's Corner was good. What a great name that was.
exactly. We've got produce corner in the middle.
Yeah.
We jump into.
So-
It could be extra time, stoppage time. So well, it's not half time. It's the end. Like
Yeah.
what we call the last segment.
Extra times. Yeah.
Extra time. Right, we're into extra time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Right, challenges. So we've got 3 to come up, as we usually do, because it's a great number. It's a round number. It's a great amount of challenges to do. The first one's going to be everyone's favourite time of year, kit reveal time.
Love kit reveal.
Now, not everyone's revealed their kits for this upcoming season, but enough have, and we're going to put some of them into a tier list. Okay? So you guys excited by that?
Yeah.
Buzzing.
Right, sure.
Let's put 25-26 SPFL kits into a tier list. Right.
Home, away, or an amalgamation of all.
We've got a random selection of kits
Love
for
it.
this. So, right, we're going to jump in. We're going to go up first. Dundee United home.
I respect the buddy.
I think, where are we going to put this? A tier?
I think A tier. Yeah.
Yeah, we look. We so. That's the.
Please describe saucy. Define saucy.
Like nice. It just has a nice underneath it.
It's eye catching.
How does this make you feel when you see it? Like, what emotions do you feel?
Nah, I just like it.
I want a bowl of cornflakes when I see this. Like Frosties, I mean, not.
Say that again.
I want a bowl of Frosties. I feel like I'm
That's
looking at the
fine.
tiger. What's his name again?
Tony.
Tony.
The Tiger.
Can see Tony the Tiger wearing this.
This has received a fair bit of hate.
Yep. And you know what? I respect the hate because I understand it. I can see why.
But it's different.
But people just
We love different.
get a frog in your throat there. I like that it's different. People just don't like change, you know, and they've gone for it. Why not? Like that. People will look back and go. If you look back at last year's Dundee United kit in 10 years' time, you'll probably go, "What season was that?" In 10 years' time, you look back at that and go,
Fine, 20, 25, 26.
2025, 2026. It's iconic. It's going to be, and if they do well in it in Europe in this season, that will go down as an all-timer.
All we'll say is Bayern Munich did it a few years ago.
Yeah.
Did the stripes. If Bayern Munich can do it. Dundee United can do it.
Exactly.
Dundee United, iconic for their stripes.
Love it.
Right. Next up, we're going to have Airdrie's third kit.
Third kit.
As Airdrie
Why did they need the third?
Airdrie's massive.
Yeah.
Make Airdrie great again. This is how they do it.
Exactly.
So it's sort of an internationale sort of themed.
Internationale.
Inter-themed kit, this one. What do you guys think?
No.
I don't mind it.
Again, the only reason I like it is because it's different. Just looking at it aesthetically, I think it's a bit...
It's too simple for me.
Yeah.
I think maybe it looks better because they've got people wearing jeans with it.
Yeah.
It's a fashion.
Yeah. And the bucket hat's really adding a bit of something to it. But
Maybe on the pitch it won't look quite as good. What are we going for this? C? C-tier?
I would go C.
C-tier. It's quite smart. It's non-offensive.
It's not at the end of the world, but
It's like a knock.
It's not the end of the world for an Airdrie fan.
It is a knock-off Inter kit, let's be honest. Like, and it's not reaching. It was never going to, obviously, because Inter do blue and black stripes better than anyone. But it's a poor iteration of it.
Right, next up we're going to go for the Hearts away kit. What tier is this going into?
I love this touch from that fan. But I really like this.
What tier?
I know you guys love it. I'll go B.
I think that's a bit harsh. I think at least A.
You guys are, and I'll respect. I'll go with you.
We'll
guys.
go A tier. I think Luke's wants S, you want B. I'm happy with A.
You happy with A? I would be happy with A. I don't think it's S tier. Like, I'm sorry. I don't think it quite.
Do you? Give us your argument.
How's it
I don't know
S?
what's next? Like, what is it? Like, I think that's probably...
Well, give us your argument for it.
I just love it. Like, I've actually seen this one in person
Just loves it.
compared to the rest. And just, like, the stripes that... I just have produced the next.
There's a lot going on. It's lovely. It's clean. But Hearts have had, if we're going S tier, the Hearts away kit from last season. That's a poor version. Not poor version. It's a less nice version of last season's like retro kit.
I think
it's an absolute stunner.
I think it's smart.
It's smart.
an easy A tier.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm happy with A, but
I'll accept it, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Good on you guys. Let's not argue too much. Right. Up next, Queen's Park home kit.
There's not much you can do with Queen's Park.
No, there is.
There is. It's like saying you can't do anything with any kit, you know.
They're called the spiders. They could have a web. They could have so much.
They could have a web. I think.
Remember a few seasons ago, their away kit had all the results on it. They did that, and you're telling me that the Iron Brew kit, but it had like the pink and green, and that's a quality.
Where's this going to land then?
It's nice. It's sharp, but that's it. It's unmemorable.
Should we chuck this in F tier?
F tier.
It's unbelievably boring. If I'm a Queen's Park fan, I'm not going to spending my £50 on this. Adidas have gone the most template kit you could ever.
Yeah, I do.
Very similar to their kit last season.
There's a lot of
There's nothing going on with it.
There's
So
a lot of under 12s football teams in Scotland that will be wearing that same kit, just with a different badge and sponsor. So
as good as Aidan Conley will look in it, that doesn't get you any bonus points.
okay, I'll go with that, Callum. An F.
Yep.
F tier as well.
Right, up next, Ayr United away kit.
I really like this.
What tier is this going in?
I'd say S, to be fair.
I would put this in S. This is an absolute corker.
Just like, I like how the badges go. Like, when Wales have done wonders here, I think, like, they go with the badge. Didn't just
It's kind of bronzy gold. It's just lovely. It's a bit class.
that whole kind of design of they've kept that, and then like the trawler, like the wee. Have you seen that? It's kind of like the wee.
Yeah.
Well, I need a closer look at this. Wow. It's got a lovely pattern on it as well.
It does it, and it's subtle. I don't really know what the pattern is, but
So just as wavy sort of thing.
yeah, it's
That's great.
It looks like Chesham Thailand from somebody's kitchen.
Hey,
You've just put it in S tier. Now you're looking at it like it's like a
that'd
kitchen.
be a bloody lovely kitchen, let me tell you.
That's a lovely kitchen, yeah. Right. So that's A United. S tier. Happy with that.
I think so. I love everything about this, and Dylan Watch It was modelling it, and wow, did he look good.
You're going to be wearing it next week?
And I don't have it, but I will hopefully get it at some point.
Well, that's kind of what I was asking, yeah.
Well, yes.
Are you going to get it?
Yeah, sorry, yes. No, I've ordered it. As soon as I saw it, I ordered it. S tier.
AUnitedStore.com. Right. Up next, we've got Aberdeen's home shirt.
I really don't like that.
I'm so confused about this one.
I think it's horrible.
I'm so confused. I thought...
What's this?
There's a fire in the background. Let's cut. Right, guys, we're back.
Yes, we are.
So, everyone pick their mics up. We have to speak. I've got a question. What's your favourite Kasabian song?
Fire.
Yes. That's what happened in Luke's kitchen just there. Suddenly, we're just talking about our favourite kits for the upcoming season. Smoke, flames, Kitchen's burned down. It's a disaster. Luke, are you okay?
But like a phoenix.
What was up
Came
with
out.
ashes?
Yeah. And here we are.
We've told the fire department to keep it down through there. We're going to finish off this tier list of kits because the people need to know what's coming up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're on to this Aberdeen number now.
Whoa.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to be having the European games. The opposition team's going to turn up and think they've turned up at a golf club or a bowling club or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, it looks like a bomb.
It looks like a training kit.
Yeah, I'm
No, it looks like what the team would travel to the match in.
It does, yeah. I did want to make sure this wasn't like a lifestyle polo before we actually start doing this. This is the home
This
kit.
the official one.
Yeah, believe it or not.
I kind of also like I like it, but it just doesn't look like a match day kit. See, like the two tone, like the one color two tone thing. Like you see that in training kits. I don't know. You don't see it in kits often.
It's also got a bit of a Bayern Munich sort of shade to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The dark red sort of Adidas sleeves, but I'm not the biggest fan of this, boys. What's this? D tier maybe?
I'd be borderline F, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. Go D because it is actually growing on me.
Yeah, you were saying that before when
Yeah, so-
we first saw this. You said it was kind of growing on you a bit. So, I mean, we could maybe a grower, not a shower.
It's that is definitely not sure. Let me tell you.
Right. Before we jump on to the last one on there, I've got another one here, boys. This is fresh off the press as well, this one. Luke, will you hold my mic for a second? But hold it at me. All right. I need two hands. Right. We have the 2025, I guess. Is it 25?
Yeah,
20?
June 2025.
We've got the 2025 Joga Bonito.
Oh wow.
Sauce.
S tier for sure.
Oh, I think it's an easy S tier, isn't
I
it?
think.
S tier.
Sort of S plus.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
They look-
The detailing there, the pattern that just shows like the waves. It shows the expressive nature of the Joga Bonito team, the culture that
The Brazilian influence.
man. It's an absolute chaos.
This is the waves is perfect.
It's a wavy kit. This is stunning. S tier.
S tier for
S
sure.
plus tier.
S plus tier. Right, one more to go.
Final chat.
And the last kit is going to be the full cook away kit. Crunch carrot.
I really like this. I'm putting
I
together
quite like it.
aesthetically. It's gorgeous. It's a nice clean kit.
Yeah.
And I like the crunchy carrot when it doesn't take up. I don't feel like it's imposing itself like it is in the home kit. On the away kit, it's quite nice. It works well. So I'm gonna nail my colours to the mast here and go with an A.
Hey, what are you thinking?
Elijah.
I was thinking maybe B tier.
BRC.
Yes.
Should we go in the middle, go B?
I think.
I quite like. I think it's quite smart.
Why do you not like it? What is it you don't like about it?
I'm not a fan. Just like I literally see. I wish it was like full checkered the full way down,
Yeah.
because that is they're paying tribute to a kit,
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
and they're only using and that kit was checkered all over,
Yeah.
and that's what I feel that they should do.
I like a subtle hint towards something.
Yeah.
Rather than being too like in your face.
It's just a knockoff. Yeah, like trying to. I don't know. The white is striking. Actually, it's like it's a lovely white, and then you've got the sort of expressive blue, navy blue checkered sleeves. I think that's good. I think that's a really nice kit.
Perfect. All right. I think that finishes off the tier list, guys. You happy with the balance on that?
I am, yes.
Perfect. All right. Right. We're going to have two more challenges to come next. Which one should we do? Luke, do you want to open it up for this?
Sure.
Perfect. Right.
Get in the zone. You can do that.
So you prep this. You know what's going on, Luke. You're very ready for this. Right. It's going to be me and Fraser. We're teaming up for this one, okay?
Oh, we're teaming up.
We're teaming up.
Oh, that's good.
We're gonna
I thought
take-
We're going against each other.
We're going to take it in turns, right? That is time for Luke to take the realms. Luke, take over.
Can you work out the SPFL player I'm thinking of and 15 fresh?
I think we can.
For sure.
Right. We'll go.
Absolutely.
We'll go again. Right. So I'm going to start off. Okay. Does this player play in the central belt?
Yes.
Is this player an attack-minded player?
No.
Is this player a defender?
No.
Oh. Is this player a midfielder?
No.
Is it a goalkeeper?
Yes.
Okay.
5 questions in.
5.
So we've got a goalkeeper that plays in the central belt.
Does this player play in the top 2 leagues?
No.
Okay. So lower league. Is it a League 2 player?
Yes.
League 2 goalkeeper.
Very interesting. Is this player over 30? Sorry, that's a difficult question, potentially.
I'm sure it was, yeah. 2 times.
Okay, so borderline. That's fine. I'll live with it.
We'll let him fact check that one.
Yeah, I don't want to feed their own information.
Feed their own information.
So, League 2, goalkeepers.
Central belt as well.
Spartans. Stuart Carswell. Blair Carswell.
He doesn't play for... did he not sign for someone else?
Did he?
I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe not.
How many questions we in? 6?
8.
Here's 30.
You started... Oh, that's
It's 30.
interesting.
So I was thinking Derek Gaston, but he's going to be way older than that, isn't he?
The cheers, yeah.
Does this player's team play in white or red?
Yes.
Does this player's team play in Edinburgh?
Yes.
Is it Blair Carswell? Okay, there we go. We got it. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was.
How many questions was that? 11?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, 11.
Look at
Well
us.
done. Good.
Good job, lads.
Goalkeeper in League 2 was not what I had on my
I know, that's not what I was
bingo
expecting.
card. We've gone from the most obvious to the least obvious.
Yes, so perfect. Right,
Good effort.
good stuff. Right, we've got one more challenge to come, guys. So I'm going to get you guys to do this one. I want you to team up. I want you to give me your answer immediately and then going into the discussion.
Perfect.
Okay.
Love it.
Retro versus new. Which of these SPFL badges do you prefer?
Quality.
Nice.
Love it.
Right, first up, we've got Hibernian FC. So we've got retro and we've got current.
Random.
Current.
Yeah.
The current. Explain.
I just think the Hibs badge is actually one of the best in football. Objectively speaking, I think it's a nice badge. It has everything you need in a football badge. It's got tradition. It's got things that point to the city. It's got things that point to its history, its legacy.
It didn't adopt too much from the old badge, but
The old badge, whilst it looks really, I like it, and it looks good on old kits. Like, there's nothing about Edinburgh. There's nothing about Hibernian.
just a big football.
It's just a big football, and it looks cool. But yeah, the new one is by far and away better, I think.
Okay, next up, we've got Partick Thistle. Partick THISTLE.
One person. I'm going to say the old one, actually. I'm going to description that.
I'm glad you said that.
We're going retro.
Retro. That's the era of Partick Thistle where I was growing up, where everyone, my pals who were Partick Thistle fans, when I was going to Partick Thistle games, that was a badge. It's weird. It's kind of like the Nepal flag. Like it's
true.
shaped differently to everyone else's badge.
It's just like the different shapes.
Yeah.
It's the bug, the thistle, I like it.
It's got the colours in it.
It does scream like the 1980s.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like 1980s. But it's like the new one is like, why is it black and white?
It isn't none of the club's colours.
Yeah.
Even maybe if you just had like a yellow and a red either side.
So
Circular as well. It's a wee bit boring. I like it. It's nice. It's a lovely detailed thistle. But
Circle's where it's out these days for the social media.
true.
That's why we do it.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's like Man City changed the badge, so they've got like a social media sort of.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's woke nonsense. That badges getting updated for social media.
Yeah. Effectively, like not just that.
Yeah.
It's these sort of sleek designs they go for. So
Wow.
right, finally we've got Aberdeen FC. Old badge, new badge.
I really like the rope badge, to be honest. Like, the rope badge is pretty much inside.
Yes, they've adopted the old badge.
Yeah.
It's a new one. So what we going, retro or new?
I'm not retro.
Can I see the retro? That's
I like it.
yeah. I mean, if it was the other way around and the new badge was the old badge and the old badge was the new badge,
So confused.
so bear with me here. What I'm saying is if the current badge was actually the retro badge and then they updated it to that being the new badge,
Right.
everyone would be up in arms saying that that badge is a joke and it was modern rubbish.
You should not try and say woke there.
But the fact that I actually think it's phenomenal, and it's partly because were they wearing that for their European Winners' Cup.
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's the history there.
Nostalgia.
The new one is good, but I think the old one just nicks that.
So
I do think if that was to come out now, like the Leeds badge and the Juve badge that got.
Oh, it's not like the Leeds badge.
Come on now.
Oh, it's not quite like the Leeds one, but it's like the new Juve one. It's like minimalist. It's ahead of its time, probably. Actually,
I wouldn't have noticed. I didn't realize until like I saw it individually that's a goal.
an A/goal. I mean, it's
Quite cool.
modern.
I didn't notice on.
Goal.
It's obviously it's still on this badge, but I didn't notice on this badge until you look at this badge and like, oh, it's a goal.
Yeah.
It's kind of clever.
Yeah, it's clever.
So you guys can retro then.
I'll go retro. Yeah, the new one isn't exactly screaming like Aberdeen. It doesn't have like seagulls on it or anything, or speeches or
Any seagulls?
granite. No granite on it, but
Seagulls belong to Hearts these days. Tony Bloom. About time. Right, boys. That is the challenge done. We got loads of retro badges we can do. We can come back to A United. Got some nice
Yeah,
badges. You know, Ray Frover's got a nice little badge. We can touch on that maybe another time.
I've got United's old badge on me right now. That obviously is not social media appropriate.
I know, but your current one is.
The current one is, which is on that one over there.
Well, that's lovely. So, boys, that's been another episode of Joga Bonito in the books. So, what's coming up in the coming weeks, Fraser?
Personally,
No, I meant for the podcast. I mean, you can tell us personally. I mean, it'd be lovely to know.
the podcast, we've got a big few weeks coming up.
Big few weeks.
Um,
This is the time of the season. This is why things are getting exciting.
we've been invited by Gianni Infantino to the final of the Club World Cup.
Yep.
So we'll be reporting pitch side. Kate Abdul will be on with us. Mika Richards as well, maybe.
Mix.
Thierry Henry, but we might not have enough room in the panel, so I'm thinking we might need to probably ask one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'll be Jamie.
I was just saying, I'm probably gonna have to boost.
Oh no,
He just volunteered himself.
no, we're not boosting.
I thought I wasn't about to do it.
But they're gonna have to. We're gonna.
Oh, look what you've done to Luke. You've crushed his confidence, by the way.
No,
Week
no.
on week.
This is our.
Ours just went for a slag at that. We're never losing you here, right? We need you. You're indispensable.
That's why Gianni Infantino actually said we love the fact that you rip into Luke, so that's why we're to the final. So we've got that to look forward to in our dreams, and then apart from that,
what's coming up?
We have 4 exciting episodes, a little pre 26 or 25, 26 season series.
A bit of foreplay to the upcoming SPFL season.
Yes. Lovely, yeah.
Everyone gets excited for that.
Yeah, well, look, your thoughts on some foreplay?
For the SPFL season upcoming.
I'm out of
His eyes are widened. No, we're looking forward to that, and we're going to start off, Callum, at the very beginning, which is a very good place to start.
At the very bottom of the SPFL.
Very bottom. We're going to start off League 2.
Yeah.
We'll do a nice little segment on that. The next episode after that, League 1 Championship, culminating in the big one, hopefully right on game day 1, match day 1. Not sure if it'll actually come out. We'll see.
We'll work it out.
It'll be close enough. So looking forward to that. That'll be good.
Luke, if people want to see it, if they don't want to miss this coming out, what can they do?
They can show for the resubscribe at the bottom. Put the bell on.
Where is the bell?
Down below.
Is it? Okay. Right. That's the bell down.
At the end of the link.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
So the bell lines.
What else can they do? Like,
Then there's a we follow on all social media platforms.
yeah.
Twitter.
Plug it.
Insta.
Yeah, so the people know us on TikTok. It's been some week for podcasts as well. We boomed again. We did bring the boom. A couple 100,000.
Does that count as viral? I think it does.
I think so, yeah. For Scottish football chat, I think it is.
Yeah.
200,000 views, so we're loving that. Hit the big 3K followers on TikTok.
Yeah, we've smashed that.
Very close. I think we're under 10 at the time we're recording on Instagram. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us there. YouTube, we're chipping away. We're chipping away slowly but surely. So if you're still here, we love you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Drop us a subscribe as well. I think we're it's been steady, but we're trying to get towards 100. So it's every landmark makes a difference.
But we see in the comments and people say there was some really wholesome reactions, and amongst all the bile and drivel that we get and the political debates,
the scum and villainy,
there are, and amongst all that, there is actually some really wholesome interactions that we have, and we had a couple of people saying really polite, actually, comments saying, listen, I love the podcast. However, I disagree with your point. And I love that. It's brilliant. That's what we're here for.
I'm here for the hate.
And it's great.
I'm here to get you hate personally on TikTok.
Oh, the hate. I actually,
Fraser Jordan, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I live for a new comment because I'm like, what is the next comment going to say? 'Cause
That's great.
it can be anything from between, I love the podcast, but why did you pick Christie over McGinn, to,
I think there's a slightly calmer presence on the ball kind of vibe.
yeah. And then going, oh, that's a good point. I can see why you chose that, to the next comment being like, a United Ireland? What?
Time to hang up mics, boys.
Yeah.
There was-
Or can you two count?
Someone,
Like, there's three of us.
That was hilarious.
one of the best things is that someone was so annoyed about the video that they didn't even bother just to comment. They decided to send us a message
Oh,
request
read this
saying
one out, read
that British and Lions footy team is absolutely worthwhile, lads. Stick to your day job. So we were unemployed, actually. I'm like, what an effort. Just from account not found, decided to DM that. I'm like, you're fine to comment that if you want.
Yeah.
Everyone else has, you know.
Some of them we did have to. Like, we're all for like the outrageous comments as well. We love it. It's great so please keep them. But some of them some of them get a little bit
We monetised away, but...
monetized.
No, sorry.
Monitored you.
Monetized this.
We'll monetize it if we
I
can.
think that'd do the opposite of money.
Cash, please.
I think that'd do the opposite of monetize.
Yeah, we might struggle to get some sponsors if we leave some of these comments that come on. But it's all fun and games.
Yeah, any sponsors watching, we'll get rid of those comments. Please sponsor us. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I mean, on that note, if there is anyone else, we're getting the eyes on us. 200,000 and counting on one of our videos.
Unreal.
Over 1.6 million views on TikTok.
your research, eh?
I was checking the analytics. Yeah. I was going in all my job applications to see.
I'll serve that non-account guy.
So I keep updating my CV to say 1.6 million views, 1.7. We're not quite 1.7, but we're nearly there.
That's pretty good graft.
No, it's
Enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, right, I think that rounds up episode 19 nicely.
absolutely.
Episode 20 coming up next week. We better be there for it.
Yes.
I think
That's a big milestone.
I told you guys after episode 5 that 95% of podcasts fail after episode 5, before episode 5. And then of the remaining ones, only 5% of them make it to episode 20. So,
There you go.
as long as Luke's not on another holiday next week or something like that, we're gonna get there. Episode 20.
It's looking good. It's looking good.
It's looking good.
It's looking.
And are we gonna come back with series 2, or do we just keep rolling on? Have episode 187,
I think we should keep rolling on.
episode number 1000.
We can have this discussion off camera, to be fair.
No,
Let us know in the comments. But anyway, it's been a pleasure once again, boys.
it's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Joga Bonito.
It's finito.
Don't know changing.